Hello, my name is Vanessa Manriquez, and I will be defending the species scientifically known as Pepsis grossa, or better known as the tarantula hawk.
And my name is Anna Balderas. I have the Pandinus Imperator, commonly referred to as the Emperor Scorpion.
In this video, we will be discussing who would win a fight, the species Pepsis grossa or the species Pandinus Imperator. Pepsis grossa is the large wasp species that originates in North America. This wasp earned the name tarantula hawk because it preys on tarantula spiders by making them believe that they are hawks. They have black iridescent bodies with bright orange wings. These species are about 5 centimeters long, making them amongst the largest wasp type. Their elongated legs have small hooked claws and enable them to grab onto prey. The female wasp has a curled antenna and an abdomen that is split into 6 segments, while the male has a straight antenna with an abdomen split into 7 segments. The species, Pepsis grossa, inhabits open areas like deserts, mating typically taking place on the top of flowers of cacti, which are guarded by the male. The stinger of a female Pepsis grossa can be up to 7 millimeters long. A male wasp is not able to sting. It is not very likely for you to get stung by a female wasp, and either because they are not curious about humans or their food. They keep to themselves and only sting if provoked. As a result, stings are rare. The spider hawk produces a large quantity of venom, so when it does sting a human, it provokes a great amount of pain. It is actually ranked as one of the most painful stings. Aside from very painful, it is not very toxic, and the pain is only short term. The females feed on nectar from milkweed plants and fermented fruit, but use her powerful stinger to find hosts for her eggs. She goes out at night trying to detect tarantulas, which are their designated hosts on the ground. They fly low, trying to detect them by smell or simply spotting them. When she detects her prey, she starts making loud noises with her wings to try and trick the tarantula into thinking she is a hawk. The tarantula then pretends to be dead and stays very still. This tactic would usually protect it from other predators, but not from the tarantula hawk. She swoops down and attacks the tarantula. She stings the tarantula from behind, causing it to become paralyzed. She takes the opportunity to inject her single egg into the spider's abdomen. When she is choosing the spiders to prey on, she chooses the largest, usually female, to lay her fertilized egg in. The tarantula hawk decides whether she wants to lay a female egg or a male egg. There she lays a single egg in the spider before sealing the burrow. Once the larvae hatches, it consumes the paralyzed spider's organs, avoiding all vital organs to keep the tarantula alive as long as possible. The tarantula then weaves a silk cocoon for itself and becomes a pupa before becoming an adult. It impacts society because the tarantula hawks have because there are pollinators of milkweeds. Milkweeds are considered noxious weeds since they are poisonous to livestock. This is detrimental to livestock farmers. On the other hand, monarch butterflies feed off milkweed plants. Tarantula hawks are helping increase their population.
And now for the Emperor Scorpion, it is a dark blue to brown African species also found in Guinea with 3 major parts to the body. In the front, they have the pincers, which is covered in sensory hairs used for finding and catching its prey, such as insects, arachnids, mice, and small lizards. Then we see the body is made up of 4 legs on each side of the torso. In a female, the torso can expand to reveal the white membrane in between the segments when pregnant. Next comes the tail and curved stinger. The stinger at the end of the scorpion's tail is mainly used to fight off predators such as bats, birds, small mammals, large spiders, centipedes, and large lizards, but it can also be used to catch larger prey. Altogether, the scorpion can measure up to 17 centimeters long and weigh 30 grams. When trying to mate, the Pandinus Imperator first conducts a courtship dance with the female holding pincers. Once the male finds a good place on the ground to deposit its spermatophore, he guides the female to it. After 7 to 9 months, the female delivers between 9 to 32 offspring. They are born in a whitish shade but grow darker as they grow older. Emperor scorpions are somewhat social and live in burrows of 15 or more, some of which are the female's offspring that stay with her. For life history, Pandinus Imperator molt as they get older. By the time they reach 4 months, they are fully mature enough to mate. The creature sleeps in the day and only comes out at night to hunt for its prey. They are native to the tropical area of West Africa. For behavior, the emperor scorpion is timid and does not like to be confronted, but when it is cornered, it uses its stinger to hurt and its pincers to tear apart at the creature. The scorpion does not like to come out in the day and moves with simultaneous extension of the femur patella joint and the patella tibia joint. This type of scorpion can also be cannibalistic, but the act is rare. Impacts to human society. Since the Pandinus Imperator does not usually attack unless for feeding, the scorpion can be kept as a pet. The Pandinus Imperator also eats many creatures considered pests to humans, such as termites, spiders, and mice. But most importantly, the venom in their stinger has been studied and found to be anti-malarial and antibacterial qualities, which could be used for medical purposes. Some unique characteristics are their weight, which makes them the biggest type of scorpion, and pregnant females ranking the highest. They also have venom in their stinger, strong pincers, and pectines behind their limbs to sense vibrations of creatures nearby.
Like the Pandinus Imperator, the tarantula hawk usually doesn't attack, unless for the feeding of their young. Unlike the scorpion, this wasp cannot be kept as a pet. Although the wasp is non-venomous, it is excruciatingly painful to get stung by one. In fact, it is the second most painful bite, right behind the bullet ant. Also, these wasps aren't often recorded as prey for other animals. Only the kingsbird and roadrunners are known for preying on them, and this is rarely. The American bullfrog is also occasionally reported of eating of these wasps. Even then, these animals are more likely to take the wasp prey rather than eating the wasp. This is because the contrasting orange wings warn predators to stay off. The tarantula hawk is also the biggest of its species, making them compatible with the scorpions. Like the scorpion, it also has venomous stinger and hooked claws to help it defend itself.
The scorpion does not look for confrontation, but in the scenario in which it be cornered, it uses its stinger to cause pain, and strong pincers are used to tear apart at the opposing creature. It is not known to fight or eat wasps, but if it was attacked from above by trying to imitate a bird, the scorpion has a hard exoskeleton that would protect it. The stinger of the scorpion is reserved primarily for animals that are attacking it, meaning it would have to use its venom on the wasp. Although it is not the most painful or even close to the pain of the wasps, it can still be strong enough to temporarily disable the wasp, at which point the wasp would probably fall on the ground and the scorpion would tear at it with its powerful pincers.
The tarantula hawk is often described as rather vicious. It is also very confrontational. To get the attention of its victim, it flaps its wings loudly to get the attention, causing the tarantula to believe it is a bird. This causes her victim to try and play dead or hide, making it more vulnerable and putting it in danger. We also need to keep in mind that it picks fights with an animal that is much bigger than itself. The average tarantula can be up to 8 times its weight. It is also rare for the wasp to lose a fight against the giant opponent. It injects venom and paralyzes insects with a sharp 1 centimeter long stinger. Although the wasp has the advantage of being able to fly, it likes to fight its battles on the ground. When it is attacking a tarantula, it lands to be able to fight. In the instance that it would come into contact with a scorpion, it would attack on the ground and from behind, as it does with the tarantula.
The emperor scorpion would use its exoskeleton for protection against the wasp's stinger. If this is the only method of attack, then it would be rendered useless. Since the wasp is trying to imitate a bird, a common predator to the scorpion would know to run away. But if for some reason it kept chasing it, the scorpion would be able to back up against something in order to protect its backside. It would then fight the wasp head-on, trying to get at it with its pincers. The wasp would not benefit from attacking it, since the only thing it would be able to do is eat it, and the exoskeleton would not allow that to happen. And additionally, the scorpion is the heaviest of its kind, weighing at 30 grams, which would make it harder for the wasp to try to fight it.
The tarantula wasp is common in deserts, but can be found anywhere where tarantulas are abundant. These wasps are highly adaptable, capable of surviving in a wide range of habitat settings. Simply, they are found wherever tarantulas appear. Their capability of strategically luring out and hunting down large tarantulas clearly indicate that the tarantula hawk is quite smart and efficient. They are able to choose the gender of their offspring. Although they feed on nectar, they are able to prey on tarantulas to lay their offspring. Even though tarantulas are twice the size, 8 times their weight, they put a fight and paralyze the tarantula. And again, like I mentioned, they hardly ever lose. They intimidate other predators with their bright wings and stinger. They are lone wolves and try and defend themselves. Although they are not harmful to humans at all, they can be excruciatingly painful to get stung by one. On the other hand, to other creatures, they can paralyze and even kill them.
The Pandinus imperator is a scorpion primarily located in Africa where it feeds on smaller animals and insects. The scorpion is the heaviest of its kind but not the longest. It also exhibits social behavior by living in burrows with multiple other scorpions. Oftentimes, the scorpions living together will be full adults that decided to stay with their mothers. These groups of scorpions can turn cannibalistic in times of starvation, but it is extremely rare. The scorpion has two methods of defense, which are their pincers and their stinger at the end of their tail. The stinger is primarily brought up in times of attack and exclusively used for young scorpions to kill their prey. The Pandinus imperator overall is very calm and almost never hurts humans. They are so civil that they can be kept as pets, the only time they are aggressive being when they're cornered.
Thanks and get 'em.